Hello, everyone. On today's episode of A 26-year-old Man with Adult Acne Talks About Guns to You, we're going to do this in one take. The ATF yesterday, Thursday the 10th, raided Polymer 80, the popular manufacturer of 80% lowers for rifles, whether it's an AR-15, but more well-known for their Glock clone lowers. Now, for those of you that don't know what this is at all, the ATF considers a firearm to be complete when the frame, the legal serialized portion of it, is over 80% of the way manufactured. They do this by a technical scale of what parts need to be drilled, what machine work needs to be done. If it is 80% or less, that is legally not a firearm and is just a unregulated piece of material, the same way that most firearm parts are. The ATF went after Polymer 80 yesterday and raided their facility. While they did not make any arrests and no one is being brought in for questioning that we know of right now, it appears as if they specifically targeted their buy, build, and shoot kits. Now, what these were was an 80% lower, which Polymer 80 had previously sent off to the ATF to get a determination letter on, and they said, yes, that 80% lower is not a firearm. In that state, with the jig, with the parts, that is not a firearm. Now, it seems the ATF had an issue with their buy, build, shoot kit, and what that was an 80% lower with the bits, with the jig, with the slide, barrel, trigger, all the other parts. And I think the ATF had a specific word saying that they were upset or that they were targeting it because it was marketed as a have it ready to shoot in minutes. Now, that's a big thing because the ATF considers how readily convertible it is to be considered whether it's a firearm or not, or that's part of what goes into play. So it seems as if they're going after those buy, build, shoot kits, and they're saying that they have been illegally and unlawfully selling and avoiding the taxes on it, which I think is really the big issue that they have with it. They've been illegally selling firearms across state lines to people without background checks, which would be a big no-no in the eyes of the ATF. This is bad news. I really disagree with all of this. The ATF should not be doing this. Ultimately, what does it matter if the rest of the parts are coming included? If it's still the same functional lower, what does it matter? Because the slide is not a firearm, the barrel is not a firearm, the trigger is not a firearm, all these other parts that come with it, those are not firearms. And I'm also very curious to see how this is going to pan out for a lot of other companies because, for example, Polymer 80 is not the only company that makes these shoot kits, the 80% lower with all the other parts. There's a ton of companies that have been forever doing it for AR lowers that are metal. And there's some other companies that do Glock frames, like, for example, 80% Arms, their GST9, I believe they sell a kit that has all of the parts as well as the unfinished frame. This is really bad because ultimately what this is going to mean is maybe we get in this weird state that people that bought those kits would have to register them with the ATF or do something weird or destroy them. We don't know. It's really... Polymer 80 has not made a statement on it as of right now. It is currently like just a little bit after 5 a.m. my time and I got to get to work, so I'm probably not even going to edit this video. But right now, I think the biggest thing is that this is on your radar. Whether you choose to comply with this, if they decide to make us do something, I don't care. In fact, I truly do not care. I just want people to be aware of it, so if they choose to, or if they choose not to, they know what laws they are or are not breaking. So this is something I just wanted to get on everyone's radar, make sure you're all aware of it, because this is important for people to be up to date with. If any new breaking elements happen, I'm going to be more likely to post about that kind of stuff on Twitter or Instagram, because it's an easier way for me to share stuff immediately. I can share articles, I can share links just a lot simply without having to sit down in front of the camera, make a whole video, edit it, upload it. It just takes a whole lot more time than retweeting a link. So if you have any questions, drop it down below. Ultimately, the big thing here is 80%, braces, bump stocks, they're all under attack. I think this is a political move by the ATF. I think it's very convenient that we've seen a lot of action in the last few months, and especially now that it looks like Trump lost. Prepare for 4 years of absolute bullshittery. If you don't already own a 3D printer, buy a 3D printer. I'm going to be giving away one of those to my Subscribestar members. Go ahead and check out the Subscribestar. All you got to do is be a member of it. If you are, at the end of the month, I'm going to be giving away a 3D printer, an Ender 3 Pro. So, yeah, you know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace. 3D printer go bird.